Hi everybody, welcome back to episode 5 of Knees, Bandanas and Nonsense, the podcast that brings you exactly that, and quite a lot more, if I'm being honest. I'm Biirchyyy, and I'm joined with CahillCL and Soulrender. Gents, how are we doing?
I'm good, thanks mate. Yeah.
Good, you feeling good?
We're kicking.
Yeah, we're all a bit chilling tonight. We're a bit chilling. It's gonna be a nice low key. I say that it's definitely.
It's gonna start off low key. We can't
start off low key.
anymore.
We'll build up. Yeah. No, Will's just had a long day of work. Cal's just finished his 24-hour stream, and I've just on editing burnout, to be honest.
Yeah.
But no, guys, we hope you're all doing well. Thank you all so much for the support on last week's episode. We really do appreciate that. No guest this week. We are. So you know what? We haven't talked about ourselves as much. We haven't given you. Sean did such a good job last week of giving his background. We thought, you know what? We should probably do the same. So the topics this week, we're going to talk about ourselves, who we are, what's our background, where we come from, all that
And
lovely
where do we go?
stuff.
Can't know, Joe.
And where do we go? Oh, nice.
Sorry, that
We're going to delve into, obviously, it's Warzone 2 release week this week. Well, it would have been out for 4 or 5 days at the time of listening. So we'll give our thoughts and opinions on that. A few other games we're going to discuss, and just a few hot topics out there in the content world and outside of it, because there's more to life than just our monitors, isn't there? Apparently.
What
So I've been
a
told.
sentence! I love that.
So I've been told. So gents, who wants to start off? Will, I think you should start off. I think you've got.
Start.
Put on the spot now.
No, I don't mind. I'm fine. How far were we going back? Are we going back to where we started gaming, or are we going back to just like a general overview?
No, it's just, I think we just talk a little bit more about like who we are as people.
Yeah, okay.
Away from
Yeah, of
gaming, like
course.
we have lives. Away from
Yeah, I
gaming,
think
right?
that's
kind of.
sometimes. I think that's kind of important to talk about because obviously on the podcast we talked a lot about games and other streamers and stream content, but we don't actually talk that much about the bits behind it all. So yeah, I'm happy to start. So my name is Will. I'm actually a design engineer in my real life and have nothing to do with gaming at work because the kind of people I work with have no interest in it and find it weird that I play games. I started that for an apprenticeship because I'd absolutely failed all my college exams because I was too busy trying to make friends, as you do. Started an apprenticeship.
That's surprising.
Yeah, like I was so quiet at school. I was determined to make friends and like be a bit more out there at college. So I went completely the opposite way and just was out seeing people every day and didn't actually do any work. So yeah. And so because of all that, I started an apprenticeship. Carried on that through. So I designed some. I used to make motorbike components for classic motorbikes in a machine shop, and then I moved to working in telecoms, designing telecoms equipment, and then where I am now, where I design crash barriers basically for cars, so safety devices. Yeah.
I was gonna ask when did you first decide to get into that? Like, what made you go into that apprenticeship?
So my granddad was an engineer that was really like well done for in the engineering world. His name was had carried a lot of weight, and he was quite high up in a business. And he, from like I think it was age 10, he brought me a toolkit, and I think I told you guys the other day. I literally made a bow and arrow and took it to school as my show and tell, and we got detention for taking bow and arrow to school.
No way.
But I've just always loved that. I've always loved taking things apart that I couldn't repair. It's just always been a side of me. So like when I got my first car, I spent hundreds of hours literally taking bits off, painting them, putting them back on. It looked crap. It looked absolute crap. But because I'd done it myself, I was proud of it. You know? So yeah, it's just always been a part of me, really. So he's always like given me an interest in engineering from the things he's seen and done. He's travelled the world, like seeing everything. So yeah, kind of inspired me to follow these traces. And once I failed everything at college, I kind of went, right, I've got to be the best I can be. I've got to like be top of my class and everything. There's no point in me like failing everything again. I'm either going to be top or I'll go and find a standard like kind of day job that you can get without qualification or without any qualifications, I guess, in the website. So
Nice.
yeah, drove me on to do more. So then I got my degree and then my master's degree, and now I'm working loads of hours. Yeah.
And
Living the dream.
you have a phone that folds.
My phone does fucking fold, which is wild.
Oh wait, I don't think I told Will. I told the others. Will, I actually told a customer at work about you the other day. because they scanned,
Okay.
they paid with their phone, and it was the flip phone. I was like, oh, I have an engineer friend that loves that phone. And he literally looked at me just like, cool. I'm like,
Yeah, most people don't
care.
find engineers interesting. I want to take it apart. I really want to like see the inside. Yeah.
Wait till your contract runs out first.
Yeah, wait till you paid it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you ever jailbreak phones at school?
Yeah.
I did, definitely did.
I was too scared.
iPhone 3GS.
I also did it with the
Yeah.
Apple phones. That was it.
3GS. What a phone. That thing was indestructible.
I was a brick, weren't it? Thinking about it.
Yeah, when you think of phones
At the
now-
time, though, that was so sleek and
yeah.
like fancy, and the design was amazing. And now you look at it, you're like, wow, it's
Was
literally.
that
a
like
brick.
the first ever like touchscreen phone or something? I don't know.
I think iPhone 1 was.
They were the first capacitive
One-off.
touchscreen phones. So there's two types. There's the one where it like uses pressure, and the one where it uses electrical signals. So it's the first capacitive on a phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would never have known that.
No, I knew it was the first.
See, that's the engineering
There we
side.
go.
That's it. So whereabouts are you from? I don't know. I think we told people whereabouts we're all from, but
Yeah,
whereabouts are you born,
So,
raised?
yeah, definitely. So I'm from an area called West Midlands. Well, I'm actually from a smaller area, which I'm going to talk about now because I tend to avoid talking about. But the area is called the Black Country, and I avoid talking about it because everyone just assumes you're racist if you say that straight away. But it literally means it was an area where it's known for coal mining and manufacturing. So the area was literally black with fog and smoke from all the coal mining and manufacturing, which is why it's called the Black Country. And they're famous for manufacturing and engineering, so it just carry a bit of weight to say an engineer from Black Country. So yeah.
Okay.
We have an awful accent, so I try and avoid it, as we spoke about previously. I try my hardest to speak properly. But...
No, I think I've always said I never liked the Brummie accent, but then like when I got to know you and Sean, it's like grown on me.
Yeah, it's a weird.
I don't find your accents annoying.
It's a weird one, isn't it? It's kind of like the more you hear it, the more you like it.
Yeah.
I feel like if you first speak to someone from the Black Country or Birmingham, it like hits quite hard straight away. So you're like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
But maybe you get used to it after a bit.
Yeah, it's cute.
I don't know about cute.
Anything else you want to tell the viewers? Tell the
I don't know what else we haven't covered. I'm 29. I don't know if I've said that before. I'm scared to death of being 30 next year.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know why. It makes no
Zimmer
difference.
frame time.
But the number scares me.
everything's gonna.
I feel
hurt
like
you.
I'm going to get to 30 and my PC's just going to vanish and I'm not going to be able to play games anymore. And
Yeah.
better not wear like that.
Oh. Alright. Well, I like to think everyone knows you just that little bit better now.
Yeah, hopefully.
And Mr. CahillCL,
Hi.
take it
Take
away,
the
young
floor.
man.
Take it away. Right. Oh, I'm not as interesting as Will. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna sound like a failed version of Will. So
What? You can't say that about yourself.
Obviously, I got my GCSEs. Went on to college to do level 3 sports, which I got the distinction star in.
Oh, you right?
Ooh, which is the equivalent to like 3 A levels or something like. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was the best thing you could do for sport at that time, unless you just wanted 1 A level. So I did that, and then I actually didn't do anything after college. I just went straight into working at B&M Bargains.
Nice.
For about 4 or 5 months, saved up money, moved to Australia for 8 months, travelling and living with family. Gained some experience working there on a farm and behind a bar, stuff like that, and living a completely different life to what I lived in England.
I forget you lived in Australia.
Yeah.
I always forget.
Yeah, I always forget
It's
this.
Like from, it was from 18. And the crazy thing, I travelled there on my own as well. And at the time, I'd never flown. The only time I'd flown before that was when I was 12 to Australia with my family. So I didn't know anything about airports. I was just like, where do I go?
That's a big thing, really. Like, I wouldn't have expected that from you. If I'd have met you and you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have been like, oh, he's definitely gone travelling on his
Yeah,
own.
no,
Like,
yeah, I know.
when I went travelling on my own at 25, I found it really nerve-wracking, and I was not scared, but like I was very aware of my surroundings, what was going on.
Mhm.
So to 18, just to go, oh, I'm going to live in Australia for 8 months.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, it was easier because I had family out there. I spent a lot of time with family. So that made it easier. But then one day I was like, I kind of want to go uni. And I was actually looking at uni in Australia. But then as an international student, it was way too expensive. You couldn't get loans or maintenance loans and, stuff like that. So that's when I started applying for universities in the UK. And I was looking for something to do with sport. Because I know ever since I was a kid, sports and gaming, that's all I wanted in life. I'd go out and play football, I'd go out and run, and then I'd be inside playing games. Like, just your average kid, easy as that. And then, so I got into KahillCL University, doing sports and exercise science.
Nice.
Yeah, it was alright.
Did you have a plan of where you wanted that to go? Or?
Well, I wanted to be, like, just in any sort of football club. Just doing anything from sports, massage, sports therapy, sports analysis, stuff like that.
So it's less of the actual playing the sport, and more of just being like in that field and like around this.
Yeah,
I was at that point where I realised I wasn't good enough to be playing the sport at a high level, but I'd like to be involved in the sport at a high level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that was the plan. And then I soon realised, well, after a year and a half, I was like, sports science is not for me. Biomechanics and God knows what else. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I can't do this. I should have chose sports therapy, but I chose sports science instead. So I dropped out. I just got a job in a warehouse. And then I've worked there since and worked my way up in that warehouse from a quiet little boy in the corner to warehouse manager.
The absolute
You've
top
never
dog.
been quiet. I don't believe that.
And then, yeah. I now believe it. You say you don't believe me?
I said you've never been quiet. I don't believe
Oh,
that.
what? Yeah, I'm quiet. At times.
When you're sleeping.
Yep. Even then I talk, But yeah, and then, well, now I'm leaving that job and that's about it for my life for now.
Soon to be full-time streamer / Twitch partner, content creator.
That's the dream.
Soon to be the new sideman.
It's a big dream. One day.
You say that. That's like my goal in content is to be like that style of content.
Yeah.
Like I generally think making IRL content as well as gaming stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that it's the kind of content I love to watch. It's like Sidemen
Yeah,
style.
I was about to say this. I love the gaming stuff, and when you've got interest in the game, like Callum and Sonic the other week, like you enjoy watching stuff like that. But the in real life stuff and like some of the events you see and like the traveling things people do and the challenges, that looks so much fun. I'd love to do that.
It'd be so cool just to, like you say, sit down with a bunch of friends, film it, and for it to entertain thousands of people. Like just that easily. Just sit down with your mates and
I can just imagine it. Like we have so much fun, like filming, editing, and like posting the pro clubs videos.
Yeah.
And they're literally just like sitting playing FIFA for 3 hours with like 5 of us. It's like imagine going to Barcelona to film a video for like 2 days, coming back and taking all that footage.
Don't.
And like putting it together. It would just be.
You can just imagine it. It's just be perfection. Like the laughs alone would be enough to entertain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great. You guys should do an in real life FIFA tour clubs game in real life. Or play your real position.
What's like an actual football match?
Yeah, like you actually meet up to like 5-a-side or
That'd
something.
be cool.
Like a special whatever episode. You might have to cut this bit to say it's a surprise people. But
Would be absolutely gassed. I think the only person that would not be puffed out would be Scott 'cause he's in goal.
Everyone's just shooting at
yeah.
Scott.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh.
Scott's great at pro club, so I think he'd be better than in real life.
Yeah.
I love you, Scott.
But yeah, that's me. What else do you want? I'm from Bury. I was born in
What
Bury.
else do I want?
I was born in Bury. In 1995, Fairfield Hospital.
Ooh. Shout out Fairfield Hospital.
Shout out Fairfield Hospital. Yeah, I was born and raised in Rosendale my whole life, basically.
Is that too far away? Is that Rosendale in Bury, or is that?
I think I don't know. No, it's a little bit outside Bury.
Right.
It's like a valley.
Because for a simple southerner, Manchester is just Manchester.
Yeah, so Bury's
there's nothing else.
Yeah, Bury's Greater Manchester. It goes into loads of different boroughs and stuff like that. But yeah,
Wasn't Bury the football club that like folded, or was that when it's liquidation?
yeah, full on liquidation, gone, kaput.
You don't give a fuck about that though. You're a Blackburn fan.
Yeah, I'm a Blackburn fan. I also don't want to be a Blackburn fan, so
We'll take you at Chelsea any day.
no, because that's just as depressing.
Well, yeah, I mean you're not wrong there. It's not good. Not a good time at the moment.
But yeah,
No, nice.
that's me. That's me.
Nice. I like it.
I like it a lot. What about yourself, Sir?
Yeah.
Sir Biirchyyy?
Oh, it's virtual. I like it. Add it to my list of nicknames. Me. Okay, so born in Rochford Hospital in 1995, in the quaint little place of Essex. I have been stuck here my whole life.
Stuck.
Yeah, stuck. I don't fit in Essex at all. It's a lovely place. There's so many. It's so big that you can't really say that. But I've just never felt at home here. But yeah, no, born in Essex. Went to school. Pretty basic school life. Nothing interesting. 16, I went to college to do professional cookery. I wanted to be a chef. Trained there for 2 years. Found out about halfway through my second year that not really what I want to do. So got a job in a hotel anyway, just for money. I was really good. I am really good at it. I'm really good at what I do, but I don't know. I very much more enjoy cooking for friends and family, and just having a good time with it rather than it being a career.
Sometimes it's difficult to take something you enjoy into a career, isn't it? Because it kind of kills your like enthusiasm for it. Doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, my dad was a restaurateur, so like cooking and like sort of home cooked meals and food has always been such a prevalent thing in my household. So I thought it was just I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I was like, I've been around this my whole life. I'll just naturally float down this river. But yeah, I didn't like that. So I mean, I did the hotel work for a couple of years. What did I do? I went on to work at a few different restaurant jobs, just working in the kitchen, working my way up. Nothing too fancy, just commie chef up to chef de partie, which is like your third in charge. Then yeah, I got
those different names. I thought it was just chef and head chef.
No, so you have head chef, executive chef, which are kind of the same thing really, depending on where you are. Sous chef, which basically means second in French, so you're the second chef. Chef, you're the sous chef. Chef de partie is normally in control of a section, and then the commies are like the little bitches, the little.
Wow.
Yeah, like peel the carrots,
Cal.
peel the potatoes. Like, no, it's where everyone really starts in the kitchen. Everyone has to sort of start there and
Work your way up.
And work your way up. Yeah,
that makes sense.
But yeah, in about 2016, 17, I got really sick and tired and bored of my day-to-day chef's job. I would literally go to work, come home, play DayZ till 3 a.m, go to work for about a year, and yeah, it was just a monotonous lifestyle. So I actually ended up moving out to Brazil for 6 months.
As you do.
As you do, yeah. Growing up, I always had a love of photography, videography, content. Like I've been on YouTube since like the year it came out. And I was actually really wanted to make content growing up on Modern Warfare 3. I wanted to make content.
What a game.
But I was a little bit of a late bloomer. Into puberty. And I was very self-conscious of my voice because my voice hadn't broken yet. And I actually
No.
recorded a video, and I was like, I can't do it. Like, I just didn't have that self-confidence to upload, so I put the content dream off for like, fucking nearly 10 years.
That's such a shame.
I know.
Like, I completely get it, but at the same time, like, it's such a shame because you love doing it, and like,
Yeah,
you
no.
started 10 years ago. That's wild.
So my dream was to actually travel and make travel vlogs and documentaries. So that was one reason for going out to Brazil. I bought myself a camera. I actually ended up doing weekly vlogs out there. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I did a few other little part-time jobs out there with videography and things like that, and tried to live my dream, I guess. But I had no clue on what to do in content whatsoever. So I'd like
That's something I always think is a major like hole. Like everyone's like, oh, I really like streaming on or vlogging. I want to get into it. You start and you're like, oh, there's no like, I haven't done a course. I haven't been trained on this. I've got no one to like. I've got no expert to ask if I'm struggling.
no,
Like,
none of that.
yeah,
Like
it's hard.
I had no online presence, so it was like I managed to get myself to about 100 subs on YouTube at rafting, like fucking thinking about it, it's probably more follow for follow, sub for sub than you think about it. But it was never no one was ever coming through. It was basically just spamming the DMs of people I actually know, like, oh, I'm living in Brazil and I've uploaded a video if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Barely anyone did. But yeah, no, sorry, I digress. That stayed out there for 6 months, came back, got another chef's job because I was a broke boy with no money and no experience in any other field. So I became a commie chef at this fancy, quaint little cake shop / cafe in Southend. And then I was there for 3 or 4 years, worked my way up to head chef, actually, and I was head chef there for about a year. And then my whole world flips upside down and basically reset my whole adult life as of last year. Quit my job, moved out of my apartment, obviously broke up with my ex, and just basically started my whole life anew. And yeah, I think we're pretty up to date. Started streaming, and here I am. So,
and that path has led you to me and Kel.
What a fucking delight!
Yeah. There's me editing my vlogs on my overheating laptop in Brazil in like 35-degree heat, thinking one day I'll have a podcast. I'll find someone to have a podcast with. But yeah, no,
and you got stuck with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, but no, it feels so like I feel like my journey was delayed. But obviously, for certain reasons, you have to go through certain paths. There's certain things you have to do, certain checkpoints in life you have to check off. And I think the fact that I wanted it from such a young age, like I had this idea of content, to then be almost like full circle and be adult enough, confident enough to actually now pursue it.
Yeah, and now back doing it like, part time pretty much. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's kind of a nice full
That's
circle.
all. You can see it was always for you then, really. Like a lot of us, like me, I've always loved watching content. I've always loved games, but it was quite, I was like, it was only like 2-3 years ago. I was like, actually, I'd quite really like to do it myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I've wanted to for a few years, but my during like lockdown, a lot of other life factors almost prevented me from making the push. And then the whole reset of my life sort of thing was that time to guide it. But my actual goal, I actually wanted to have, didn't have to be online, it could have been like on TV, was to have my own travel food documentary.
Okay.
That's
so
like
going to different places, trying their local dishes, and
that's like ultimate content goal for me. Is to have my own TV show or online show, almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Anthony Bourdain style. If you know who he is, he's like a chef writer, like food writer, where like they basically travel, try delicacies, try local cuisines, learn about the culture, and then
Netflix, if you're
that
listening.
would be amazing to do.
What's that?
So Netflix, if you're listening, we've got a great idea for you guys.
Twitch Biirchyyy@outlook.com. Bang my line. But yeah, no, that's me. That is me.
You're cute.
Oh,
Stop.
So yeah, I feel like I know you both a bit better now. I like to think the viewers will know us all a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it explains a bit more behind us and how we got to where we are, I guess.
Yeah, no, but right, should we now that we've spoken about ourselves, I think we've talked about ourselves enough. Let's stop
Oh.
blowing our own trumpets or each other's trumpets.
Raunchy.
Uh-huh.
Will I just took his tie off and undone his top buttons.
Not related, I promise.
Okay, speaking of which, guys, we're thinking about putting cameras on to the podcast as well. So if you would like to see the visual aspect of the podcast rather than just the audio, please do let us know in the comments below. Tell us, because we're working on it.
Yes.
And we'll work something out. But guys, let's get stuck into the massive elephant in the room. And no, I'm not referring to cows. It is Warzone 2.
Yes!
Warzone
It's out?
2.0. It is out. It's been out for 24 hours of the point of recording. Will, you've played fuck all. I've played a bit. Cal, you've played every second of it.
I am confident to say that at one point I had the most hours in Warzone 2.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm pretty
It's
confident
quite
in
the
saying
statement.
Jeez.
That's a statement,
Oh.
mate, that is. That needs to be in your
He's
CV.
made it.
I'm just saying, I did not go, well, apart from the odd bugs here and there, but I went into a game, I died, I left the game, I joined another game for 24 hours straight.
For 24 hours.
You had no problems, did you?
Barely, no. I was
Barely,
mainly
like.
waiting for people. I had a couple of scanning repairs, a couple of crashes. But all in all, barely any problems.
So it was good for a COD release, really.
Honestly,
That's what we're saying.
Yeah. It was...
The stars aligned for you in your 24-hour.
Yeah. Everything just came
I was so worried when you said you're going to do 24 hours. I was like, you're not even going to get in the game in 24 hours, let alone play a game.
No.
But they did a good job this time.
Yeah, obviously there was a few issues. There still is. But they're not as big as COD issues have been in the past.
Yeah.
You can get online, you can get into a game. There was a point last night where we struggled to get into a game, but that stopped after 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was. It's always bound to happen with such a large release. Like, you think how huge Warzone is. Like, it was always going to have bugs or server queues and server delays and whatnot. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think,
it's just how many people want to play it day one, don't they? It's one of those games where it appeals to everyone pretty much.
yeah, it's frustrating for us as consumers who can't get on because, like, especially for those that don't stream or make content, and it's just like I have 2 hours to play before bed. And it's just I want to play and you can't, but
Yeah.
it happens.
It does happen, and then you have the content side of things where it's a new opportunity for every single streamer out there.
Yeah,
That one,
yeah, for sure.
one clip, one stream, one video, change
Yeah.
your whole life.
Very true. I know you're a variety streamer, but you're predominantly Warzone, aren't you?
Predominantly.
You've been
Yeah, I'd
predominantly
like to
Warzone,
say
so
most of my following.
it's a big
came
thing for
from
you.
Warzone / COD. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on him? What you liking about the game? What you disliking?
Overall, I really like it. I enjoy it. The map's fresh. There's a lot of open space, which I feel could be worked on, but I feel like they've left it for maybe, to add things in here and there as the time goes on with the game. I like the way you can get a loadout, but not get a loadout.
Yeah, you need to explain this
Yeah,
because
but-
obviously I haven't played it yet. So let's go into that.
So,
How does
yeah,
that work?
All
then?
right. So at the start, pre-game lobby, you can make your loadout, customize your loadout. You've got your primary weapon, you've got your secondary weapon, you've got your lethal, you've got your tactical, you've got your whole loadout. So you make that. You choose a perk package, which you cannot alter, by the way. Not as of yet, anyway. I'm not sure if they're planning on making it customizable or not. But you have a set perk packages that you can use. And then you go into a game, but you cannot no longer buy a loadout drop from the buy station. But what you can buy is your primary weapon. And these primary weapons are your primary weapons from each of your classes that you have made. So, say for example,
Okay.
in your loadout one, you've got an MP7 as your primary. You'll see an MP7 there, and you'll buy it for $5,000. You'll purchase it, and there's your gun with all your attachments on, your camo you put on it, and there's your first loadout weapon.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, 5,000 for a gun.
Yeah.
But you can only do this with primaries. You can't do it with your secondaries, lethals, tacticals, and perks. The only way to get perks so far that I know of is loadouts. And I think there's only 2 ways to get a loadout drop, which is the first one, it's I can't remember what it's called now. I just played 24 hours of the
It's
game.
the safe house.
Like a
things,
safe
isn't it?
house thing. Yeah, it's like a camp of AIs, bots. You've got to wipe out the camp, and you've got to defuse an explosive in a certain amount of time.
Relatively easy.
Okay.
Relatively easy. Obviously, you probably
I assume that's very map dependent, though, isn't it? Also, if you're not near one.
so they pop up at different locations of the map.
Yeah.
I think like 3 per game pop up at the same time or something like that. And obviously, you have a couple of teams that fight over one. So it's all about timing as well. But
Yeah.
you do this. You wipe out the AIs. You defuse a bomb, and you then have a loadout chest that every person on your team can select a loadout, and that's where you get both your weapons, your lethals, your tacticals, your perks. And then the second way to get your loadout is with it just dropping on the map, but it's a lot different to what it was when Warzone 1, where after the first circle you get a loadout per team drop. In this one you get, I think it's like the 3rd circle in, 4th circle in. It's very late in the game.
Yeah.
Fairly late in the game. You have a spread of loadout drops across the middle of the map, of like
diagonal.
yeah,
isn't
like
it?
diagonal across the map, and whichever team gets the loadout first, they own it. So you're
that's
fighting
interesting.
over a loadout.
Yeah.
drop.
I kind of like it actually, because a problem I had with COD before, or Warzone, was that the meta changed every week or 2 weeks. And for someone like me, I play a variety of games, but I'm not a Warzone guy. I don't play as much hours as you guys have. For me to jump on it for 3 hours a week, let's say, it just wasn't enough time to figure out the meta weapon, then upgrade it fully, then get the right loadout. So like encouraging the use of more like ground weapons rather than just pure sweatiest loadout. That's the best at the time.
Yeah.
I actually quite like.
Yeah, I think it's a
Honestly,
great idea.
I think a lot of the ground loot is actually very viable as well so far.
Okay.
I think the only gun that's sort of standing out for me so far is the Fennec SMG.
I had to put that on.
Oh, the Becky boy!
Your baby.
I actually
It's your
had to
baby.
put that on because I got pooped on multiple times.
Yeah, I've jumped on the line and started leveling it up because I haven't done
It's-
SMGs.
Yeah, it seems very powerful close quarters on multiplayer.
Yeah, it incinerates.
It's crazy.
My biggest negative so far, as you all know, I am a sniper and will only run a sniper.
Yeah.
That they are not one shot to the head.
So I saw you put this on Twitter. None of the snipers, no matter
None.
which one you get.
None.
Wow.
You could be
that
point
is
blank.
rough.
Because yeah. So the plating system, Will, if you haven't seen, is you start with 2 plates, and it's almost like Apex where you have to find a jacket to be able to apply a 3rd plate.
Oh, so it's a bit more like kind of PUBG style.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Okay.
PUBG do it as well.
So I think Apex is the right thing, but in PUBG you have to find like a level 3 armor. You can't just like
Yes,
get
that's
on
it,
a plate
that's
and
Yeah,
put it
it's
in.
like an armor sack.
I hadn't played-
as such.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So snipers are one shot to the head if they have 2 armor plates, but if they have 3, it's not.
But late in the game, most people,
Pretty
once you
much.
get to the
They're
final few
really
circles,
easy to find the 3 plate armor jackets, aren't
Yes, yeah, very, very
That
common.
is interesting.
they? I think plates in general are very easy to find. Guns can be kind of hard to come by sometimes, depending where you
I
are
think
on
the
the map.
hardest thing to come by is cash.
Yes, yes.
I found myself a couple of times struggling a lot for cash.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask this actually. So something I actually quite liked in PUBG. I used to play a lot of PUBG for anyone that doesn't know. I quite liked when you dropped on a map, unless you went to a hot spot, loot was like a rare thing. You didn't drop and you weren't like guaranteed an assault rifle. If you dropped somewhere quiet, you'd get a pistol and you'd have to like fight it for it basically. Which I quite liked because it encouraged you take on these hotter areas and not just kind of camp in the corner.
Yeah. I
Or if
suppose
you did, you got punished for it.
yeah.
Whereas
encourages
it sounds
skill,
like it's
doesn't
kind of along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously late Warzone, especially Rebirth, you could any building you could find any weapon, couldn't you? At one point.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
perk and
I mean, towards the end of it, I think they dropped every single gun on the map, right? It was floor loot, it was ground loot. You could pick up anything. Mental.
Yeah.
But
no.
Okay, shame about the snipers though, because I am partial to a sniper and SMG combo.
Honestly, let's say goodbye to my TikTok content.
I'm about to say, I think Warzone have done themselves a little bit dirty there by stopping the amount of possible clips going viral from their game.
I see a few people tweet about that.
The snipers have quite slow ADSs as well, so it's not like you're preventing quickscoping or anything like that. You're literally just punishing people that use snipers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I think the last, probably since Cold War, and to every single person that's bitched about snipers, just get the fuck out. Like, so the amount of people that just cry about snipers, oh, it's one shot today. It's a fucking sniper. Do you know what I mean? If I can get killed in 4 bullets by an if an M4 or a submachine gun's killing me in 4 or 5 bullets, surely a sniper can do you in 1.
To the head.
Yeah, especially like multiplayer, the kind of maps you have on COD are that small. So there's no real need for snipers. Like they've got to do something to make them useful.
Exactly. And
like a sniper should be used over like hundreds of meters. Like COD maps are like, a couple of 100 meters max. Like
I think on Warzone where the map is so vast and there's so many open spaces, like imagine you hit like a 300 meter shot, you've adjusted bullet drop, they're running. You fire it and you get a fucking hit marker. You'd be raging.
Amount of times already.
Yeah. Like that kind of skill deserves the knock, the kill.
Yeah, it puts you off shooting them, doesn't it? Because you might as well just run an SMG assault rifle and worry about people close to you. And if someone snipes at you, just I'll hide because they can't kill me anyway.
Yeah.
The amount of times it's happened to me where I'll snipe someone and it says taken off 3 plates.
Mm-hmm.
You know the health's minimal and pull back the sniper. Oh, they've gone. Fully plated again.
Yeah.
They're across the map. I can't chase them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a perk to swap weapons faster, is there, on this one?
I'm not too sure.
Or is there? I haven't seen it.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too much.
Because at least if you got a hit marker on Warzone 1, if you had amped, you could quickly swap to your secondary and like just 2-tap them to finish them off.
Yeah.
But maybe they've missed an idea here. So in PUBG, you had to get helmets and armor. So if you had level 3 armor and level 3 helmet, that's the only time you could survive 2 shots from a sniper. But if you had to get a helmet and armor, at least your head could be exposed or your chest could be exposed, depending on what you found.
Yeah.
And they were quite rare. Like the level 3 stuff had to get from like crates. You couldn't just find it on the floor. Like it made it gave you a big bonus to go and like fight over a crate.
Yeah.
Whereas it sounds like there's just no reason to use the sniper now, is there? Like, there's no crate weapons or anything to give you like a more powerful sniper, is there? So.
Yeah, no. So I think there will be quite a lot of uproar about that. So I think they probably will adjust it.
Yeah,
I like to think so. Anyway,
I think they will. Yeah. I'd say introduce damage range. I'd say from like 10 to 50 meters, whatever. If you're sniping someone in the head, it's got to be a one shot. Yeah. Long distance, long distance. Fair enough. Yeah, knock the plates off. But there's got to be a range where you can one shot them.
Yeah. Especially on such a
better than getting that dirty headshot though.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like that is the content I love to watch.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. Mwah. Absolute perfection.
But yeah.
I mean, that's literally all my my actual gameplay content on TikTok is sniping. So
you are the sniper king.
I am the sniper king. I like to think so. I would place bets that I am the #1 bandana wearing sniper on Twitch.
You keep coming up with these. I keep seeing the #1 bandana interactive.
My stream titles.
I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, it's not wrong.
Where does he? I mean, I don't see many people actually streaming with a bandana on, so.
Yeah, fair.
You don't.
It's fair.
Dilsey copying me.
Calling out Dilsey.
I'm joking, Dilsey. But no, I think with a few minor adjustments, maybe a couple major adjustments, like a few adjustments in general, I think Warzone 2 will be much better than Warzone 1.
Yes.
There is also a third-person mode as well, Will, for those that are more into PUBG and that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by that because I actually quite like the third-person online. It definitely feels like it's a first-person shooter that's been turned into third-person. It doesn't feel like it was made for it, but it still does feel quite nice. I do enjoy it.
There's
I'm
one thing
intrigued about
I do also like about New Orleans is the looting. I like the fact you can get different size backpacks to hold more plates, like tacticals, lethals, stuff like that. I just like the way the stuff's laid out across shelves, and I don't know. It just feels better.
Yeah, it's not just on the floor.
It gives me Blackout vibes. Slash with a lot of people have said to me PUBG. Like,
Yeah, so that's very PUBG.
Yeah,
That was always a
yeah.
PUBG thing to
So,
find backpacks.
a lot of people have made comparisons with PUBG with COD. But
That's not a bad thing though.
That's
That
not-
was one of the first battle royales.
that's
Like,
what I mean. That was
yeah,
it's one of the ones that started it all, really, right? Made it kind of
yeah, definitely. And it's not as big anymore because Fortnite and Warzone
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
took
I
over.
think-
But it's still around. There's still people that play it, and it's
Yeah.
still like esports. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I really enjoy the looting system. I enjoy a lot of things about the new COD. The thing that
have they fixed the thing where if there's two items on the floor and you try and pick one up, you pick up the wrong one every time?
right now it's a mess.
Yeah.
That part is
Okay.
a mess because so when you kill someone, they will obviously they're holding two guns. One of the guns that they don't have in their hand will drop in the backpack, so you can loot the backpack, but you can also loot the gun that they drop. And sometimes the
Okay.
gun that they drop is inside the back, like combines with the backpack, and it's a mess. And
Yeah, you basically have two inventories.
yeah.
You have your backpack
I can't-
inventory.
I know it wouldn't work for console, but I kind of wish they had the, you press tab and you can see everything in your vicinity and you could just drag and drop.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
that
actually
would
love
be
that
good.
in
Yeah,
games, especially with the mouse. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said,
That'd be
I don't
really
think
nice,
that'd be
actually.
possible for console. Well, it would, but make it more awkward.
yeah, it's more awkward. It's not
Um,
fair then. So.
But yeah, it's new, and I like new. I think Warzone needed to be
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
it needed to be
Yeah, I'd
freshened
agree.
up. I have heard a lot of people saying when they're bringing the smaller map out and stuff like that, it's like just wait. Like
Yeah, how long was Cadera out before Rebirth Island came out?
Verdansk.
Verdansk came out before.
Sorry,
Verdansk,
Verdansk.
yeah. I'd say a year, right?
I would say about a year, yeah.
I'd say a long time.
Yeah, it
Well, I think
it
when
wasn't
Verdansk
like a
came
few
out,
weeks, was it?
Verdansk
It
came
was
out in a March 2020, was it? Or 2019?
I think
I think it was 19. Is that when COVID started?
Yeah,
I don't know. The years have all blurred into one.
they really have. But yeah, I think Verdansk came out in March, and I got a feeling Rebirth came out in like January, February of the following year.
And
Maybe just under a
and
month.
I think they brought out Rebirth
just under a year.
at the perfect time because the Warzone was kind of dying off, and then this Rebirth mode came in and people was getting. And then I feel like Rebirth introduced a lot of brand new people to COD, to Warzone,
Yeah.
to Battle Royale of COD, because they're like, this is like Team Deathmatch, but it's Battle Royale kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I liked that vibe. I thought the Rebirth really suited playing COD.
Yeah,
It felt like
yeah.
COD. Whereas I thought
Yes.
Warzone felt like Fortnite, PUBG.
They're trying to be
Their
something
attempt at
not.
it, if that makes sense. Yeah. This Warzone, because of the way the game works, it's a lot slow movement and stuff. I actually feel like it does kind of suit the big battle royale.
It
So I'm
does.
excited to
That's
try
what I
it.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
even as a Rebirth fanboy myself, I'm like, just wait. I'd rather wait a good amount of time and spend a lot of time on this one map before anything else even is spoke about for this Warzone 2.
It's too soon.
Way too soon.
You also think I think Rebirth is actually what changed. I think Call of Duty movement
Oh, by a map.
more because I think at the start of Verdansk, people weren't slide cancelling left, right, and centre.
People weren't.
There's no need, was there? When there was a building 300
Yeah.
kilometers away. You
Maybe
whether you slowed
Maybe
cancel
a few of the ultimate players were like the peak of the peak players were doing
Yeah,
it,
but you wouldn't have a 13-year-old kid who's just got home from school doing it, would you? And like it's just crazy.
got crippled fingers now because of his slide cancelling.
Yeah, exactly. And now he can't play Warzone 2 because he can't move his thumb. So
Honestly, I'd get after a session of Rebirth, I'd get off my hands would hurt.
It-
I don't know, I've probably got pre-onset arthritis coming along. But
it's
nah,
yeah, I don't know. I really like the new vibe, the new style.
mhm,
Obviously, it's not going to take long until someone exploits something of the game and
Of course.
turns it into something. But I like that they've kind of gone away from the times of what Rebirth turned into. And what Rebirth. Don't get me wrong. The people who were great at Rebirth were fucking great at Rebirth. Like the Unreal players changed the game, changed the way COD content was, and like boosted it to God knows where. And that would never happen if it weren't for like people adapting to Rebirth. But this like fresh slate, I think it's just perfect for COD and for COD content creators.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think, like you say, it's got that different vibe. I think the thing people will be struggling with most is adapting their playstyle. Like, I'm a very aggressive playstyle, even with the sniper, which was suited me to a T for Rebirth. So it's getting used to slowing down your play, being more tactical,
thoughtful, and
I think Rebirth, you really lost the satisfaction of a win. Like, you'd get a win, it's like, yay, woo.
Yeah, that's.
But like last night, we got that win. We got our first win, and it like you got that buzz again. You had that like like let's go. Like, and I think
I love that. That's what got me into battle royales and PUBG and Tarkov, because you get that win and you've got your heart's pounding. You're like, yeah, we did it. We fucking did it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's that trio quads as well last night.
Yeah, just saying, jeez,
Nice.
Oh, what a dub. 24 kills between 26 kills between us.
Something like that. Yeah.
Mental.
Woo!
Absolute mental.
Yeah, we were quite tough.
We was doing great.
But
I'm really looking forward to giving this a go. Like, I did get into Rebirth at the end. Like, I had my first ever game of Rebirth with Cal. You like introduced me to it.
Your MP5.
My first ever game on Warzone. Yeah, I had an MP5. That was gold. That was it. And I got the dub.
Yeah,
I was
you
the
got
last
the dub,
person alive, and I got the dub. I was so happy.
Way.
So I haven't played it that long, realistically, compared to most people. So I am looking forward to the new one and just kind of see what it brings.
Mm-hmm.
The other bit I'm interested in as well, I don't know if you guys have actually played it or not, the DMZ, the Tarkov style mode.
I need to play
I've
that.
not actually played it yet. I was going to play it at the weekend.
Okay. I'm going to slide in your DMs about that because I want to play
Okay,
it.
yeah, we'll play it.
I'm hearing lots of good things. I'm seeing a lot of people really
It sounds like it's
enjoying it.
right down my
People are
street.
saying-
They say if you get a full squad,
Yeah, it's not Tarkov, but it's fucking for COD. It's good. Like it's good,
Yeah.
good.
Excellent.
I'll have to explore that.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that another time once we've had a chance to play it and kind of get our heads around it.
Mm-hmm. I also think not many people have actually had a chance to play, like, to the general consensus of people. I don't actually know that many people that have even played it because of the servers last night. So
Yeah.
I think I'm excited, intrigued to know if anyone listening, if you've played it, please do leave a comment. Let us know what you think, what you could change, what you wouldn't, what you prefer. Like, just give us your opinion.
And fun fact, if you do play it, there's a challenge in there to unlock the M13 assault rifle for extracting with it in DMZ. So there you go.
Oh, I do like the M13.
Looks a little bit
That's
saucy.
an interesting one.
It's a little bit saucy.
So, as well as Warzone DMZ, when they were launched, they released the Battle Pass, is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different this time, I've been told. That's all I know. It's very different.
I can't explain. It's hard to explain. It's like a.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
I don't know if you played Fortnite recently. It's more of like you unlock tokens. So you purchase the battle pass, you get your base character, your base emblems, whatever. And then as you're ranking up and doing challenges, you gain tokens. And there's like each segment's like a different segment to the battle pass, and it's like a tree. It's like a skill tree kind of thing, or an unlockable tree.
So you like choose your own path,
Yeah,
kind of?
in a way, in a sense, yeah.
To an extent, they sort of cap it,
Yeah.
but there's
Alternative
alternative routes to
that's
go.
interesting.
And for each like block, you have to have 5 tokens per block. Basically, you unlock 4 little like emblems and camos and stuff like that, and then you unlock the main unlock of the square of like a character or a blueprint, etc. like that, and then you can choose which path you go on to what you want first, and yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
It's quite interesting.
rather than
Mixes it
I
up.
find Battle Pass is weird because you get a Battle Pass, and say level 1 to 30, like 90, well, that's probably not that high, but like 70% of the player base gets that.
Yeah.
So anything in those levels, with a skin or a weapon blueprint or something, it's kind of worthless because everyone's got it. Like, there's no benefit to getting it. It's just like another unlock in the game. Whereas when you get the high level, like the 90 and 100 ones, that's where it like limits the kind of player base, where it's a bit more, oh, he's got that special
Yeah.
item.
Yeah.
So by having it different paths, it's quite interesting. And it'll split who's got what, and what's kind of like common and what's not.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible to access every single one, or if there's only a certain amount you can get.
I think you can access every single one.
Yeah.
I think I've.
Yeah, that's kind of a shame. I wish they'd kind of. You can only get half. Or
you got two directions. You can either go for this slot, or you can get down this
you
right
get
path.
this,
and it kind of
this
splits who's
outfit
got
in
what.
white, you can get this outfit in black at the end,
Yeah,
the blueprints on the left side are all black, the blueprints on the right are all white, kind of thing. It'd be cool.
Almost like it's like FIFA doesn't have a battle pass, but they have like a season objective,
Yeah.
and you unlock once you complete the objective, you actually have the option to pick 3 different things.
Yeah, one
so you can't get the other 2; you can only get one.
Oh, that's So I quite like stuff like that because it doesn't make it generic. Then if it's generic, there's no point in the battle passes. Everyone's going to get it anyway. Like it's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah. Also, in general, I can't think of a time where I've liked something from the Call of Duty Battle Pass. Like being genuinely honest, apart from like a few weapons.
Yeah.
Like
I've never used the skin.
I think compared to like other battle passes, I think they are lacking.
Yeah, I think they focus more on bringing cool stuff to the store for people to spend more money on. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
because that's what Valorant does well. The skins in the battle pass, you're like, oh, I'm getting to level 80 because I want that knife or something. Whereas some get like I've never played COD to complete a battle pass. You know what I mean? I play COD, so I enjoy it, or my friends one, we're having a laugh, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other games where you're like, oh, I'm getting to level 80 because I want that. Whereas I don't think I've ever had that with the battle pass.
No.
We think of the battle passes on COD. You look at the characters; they're just like feel really basic. Whereas like you look at like things like Fortnite, you can get Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, like all the actual theme.
Yeah.
Rather than like Call of Duty will release a bundle where you can be
Messi.
Rambo or Messi and Neymar they're bringing out.
Like, how cool would that be if that was in the battle pass instead?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. At least like something. Give something to like almost work for.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you're going to pick, I don't know footballer names, but 3 footballers and put 2 in the battle pass and 1 paid for, or the other way around, at least gives people the opportunity to get them for free.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because
give them the crappy one.
How many kids are going to...
Even if it was level 100,
yeah.
At least someone's had to work for it.
Yeah, how many kids are going to want a Messi, Neymar or Pogba skin on COD now and be upset because they can't get one because parents can't afford it or whatever, and it's going to be like £20 per skin probably.
Yeah,
that's mad. Especially at a time where like everything's crazy at the moment, money-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But hey, I think that's enough Warzone talk for now.
Yeah, we got carried away, didn't we?
It's the biggest release of the year, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like, other games though being released this week or next week. Someone talked to me about Evil West.
Yeah, Evil West. I'm just quickly googling because I wanted to remember the developer's name. Evil West has been created by Focus Entertainment. They did some other games that have been mentioned before, but none I've ever played of. But in short, it's a Wild West game. Walking around as a cowboy, which is just cool as it is. There's not many cowboy games. Mm-hmm. But you're fighting vampires and like demonic presences. And it's just such a cool like layout for a game. I haven't seen anything quite like it before.
Unique.
Yeah, very unique. Plays a bit like a Devil May Cry game, if people kind of like that. Where you beat them up with, guns that help in certain situations, but you can't necessarily just stand there and shoot a boss for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from the bits I've played, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really shocked because I haven't played a solo story game for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Been on the Valorant grind, I've been on Warzone, but so it's one of the first like solo story games I've played. I'm like, wow, actually, I'm really into this. Like, really enjoyed it. It comes out on the 22nd, so it's early next. Well, it'll be out by the time this is released, but
22nd November.
But yeah, I'm really shocked by the fact I hadn't heard the developer before. I hadn't seen anything about it other than a few tweets, and I was like, I'll give that a go. And yeah, absolutely loving it, gotta say. Yeah,
it looks really cool. Like, the premise may seem a little bit weird to people, like cowboys and vampires. Like, wait, what? But I get like Red Dead meets Borderlands vibes from it. Yeah, that works. And if anyone's played Outriders, the combat feels very Outridersy. The way because it's a third person kind of game. It feels very much like Outriders, and then it's got a bit of gore, so it's quite Gears and Outriders in the same gore way. Like you shoot someone in the stomach, you see the ribcage. Combat looks really cool. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's one of those you feel like an absolute boss, but it's quite smooth and well done. Mm-hmm. You're not learning 60 weapon combos and button combos. You're only pressing 3 or 4 buttons, but it's looking amazing. You
putting off some really cool combos and stuff.
Yeah, but it feels like not every combo is like exactly the same. Like there's like sort of different mechanics, and you might do the same thing, but your character's not performing the same like 2 or 3 or 4 moves over and over and over and over.
Yeah, they've done enough to make it look very varied, and like you said, by pressing fire instead of punch again, it does such a different combo. It looks really cool. Yeah, I'm just really impressed with it. It came out of nowhere, kind of sideswiped me, but I've loved it.
Yeah, it hasn't been much talk or press about it, has there?
No, I guess it's the developer. Like I said, it's quite small. They've done it's another game similar that someone mentioned to me. I'm trying to think of what it's called now. Shadow Warrior. That was it. That was the last like big game they did.
Oh wow.
That was 2013. They did another one in 2021, but it's not one I've heard of. Space Punks.
No. So for a relatively small developer.
And the graphics are amazing. The gameplay is really fun. I'd recommend people checking it out if they like kind of solo story playthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
There is a co-op mode as well, which is quite nice for games nowadays.
Yeah.
To say Halo still hasn't got co-op yet, like, yeah.
And to be fair, it's not released yet, and it's actually at most games are like £50-60 on release now. You can actually on PC you can pick it up for £33, or on PS5 you can get it for £45, and Xbox for £38. So
I think it's a lot of game with that kind of money. Genuinely.
You think it's a lot of money?
No, I think it's a lot of game for that kind of money.
Oh, a lot of game. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so many games nowadays stick £60 on the price tag, and you play it for 15 hours. Not going to shout.
£50 minimum per game.
Not talking into any particular game there. But
I've not 100% it, guys. It was 50.
I didn't hear Will say something.
Wait, who said
I didn't mention any names. But yeah, for kind of 35 quid, I think it's great. Especially if you can get a friend to play co-op, and you can play for it twice, once solo, once co-op. Because
there's co-op as well.
There's like 2 main characters, so the second character actually has slightly different, not story, but like does slightly different things to you at certain points.
Pretty cool.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that looks like a really fun game to play as a co-op, actually.
Yeah, I'd really like to try
for
it
the entire campaign. Co-op campaigns, I think I just love.
Yeah,
like
it's
I love
a rarity nowadays.
It's such a rarity, but I enjoy co-op, but I don't like when you've got like the separate campaign and then you've got a co-op mode. Like, no, let me do the main campaign co-op.
Yeah,
and I think we spoke about it before. That's why I love Resident Evil 5 so much.
Yes,
because you can it's supposed to be played the main campaign as co-op.
It actually, if you play Resident Evil 5, you actually miss the co-op person because obviously the AI just isn't the same as having a friend there. So.
Yeah, you're forced to have a co-op person with you, so it's whether you choose it as an AI or as a friend.
Yeah.
We definitely got to play that together, Will.
Mate, I'm in for sure.
We'll sort it out. Make it happen.
Make it
happen. So the last game of today's episode is Starfield. Have we got another cyberpunk situation going on? It's been delayed again.
Yeah. It's one of those games. It has the potential to be amazing. It's made by the developers of it's made by Bethesda, so massive studio,
big studio.
Yeah, you've got Fallout, you got Skyrim. Yeah, but like a lot of massive big games behind them that have been amazing, have been around for like 10 years, like let's say. So it's got such a good premise behind it, and it's a sci-fi game. The trailer looked amazing when they released it, but they released it back in when was it 2018?
I think you said.
Yeah, and it's just every time you hear about it, it's just delays. There's no gameplay footage. This is missing. This is, and I'm very worried it's going to be another Cyberpunk. 10 years time, we'll get a crappy game.
Yeah. Did you say trailer in 2018?
Yeah, it was like a teaser trailer, so it wasn't gameplay.
So it's not like they just announced that they're working on it, but they actually released a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I think the trailer was released 2018 E3. Yeah.
Wow. So it was originally due for release on the 11th of November, so last week, and it's now scheduled for the first half of 2023.
I'm doubtful we're gonna see it then. I really am doubtful.
When do you reckon we're gonna get it? I'm gonna say 2024.
Yeah. I think this time next year.
I think that's more likely. It's one of those. I don't want them to rush it because I don't want a Cyberpunk. We talked about this last week, but I don't want them to rush it and it come out and no one likes it and it's crap and it's flopped. Mm-hmm. But obviously, if you delay it, if you announce it too early and you just delay it every year, people just lose interest.
Yeah. Do you think? Sorry, go on.
And all I was going to say is, you kind of overhype it to the point where when it comes out, it's got to be amazing because people have been waiting for it for 5 years, and every 3 weeks they're looking at new information that's been delayed. It's got to be amazing to even make basic figures at that point, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, this has actually been in development for over 25 years.
That's mad.
It's been talked about. Maybe they came up with the idea 25 years ago, and they sort of waited for the right technology and time to work on it. But
by the time
that's a long ass
they
time.
release it with PlayStation 6 and Xbox, God knows what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think the delay is normally for the best.
I think and no. It just shows that.
The only thing I would say is they announced it too early if they're delaying it.
Yeah. Do you think companies announce too early in general?
Yeah. If they, if they've had, what is it, a year worth of delays pretty much now? If they'd announced it 6 months later, 6 months delay isn't as bad. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like people are so eager to get the news out there and start getting pre-orders and stuff that they don't actually speak to their design team and say, will it actually be ready? Is there a chance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've heard companies jump the gun a little bit. Because I think, who actually pre-orders a game that doesn't even have a release date yet? Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're going to lose sales by delaying an announcement of release for like 6 months or 10 months.
I'm pretty sure they announced it or mentioned it around the kind of time they were releasing Fallout 4.
Fallout 4?
Yeah, because they're on about the fact they've got this new IP and they're putting a lot of time and effort into it and stuff. And they might not have said it was Starfield, but they kind of started laying the seed for this new cool games coming.
Jeez,
and I'm pretty sure it was around that time.
Fallout 4 was like 2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so it'd been in the studio's mind and on their plan board since 2013. That's when they started talking about it and like designing what they kind of had in mind.
Damn. But again, if they're delaying it, like if there's so many bugs on a game, again, there's so many bugs on Warzone. Would you prefer them to delay it another month or 2 months? But so when you start announcing it, you've delayed it 2 or 3 times. That's when it's like,
and
people just start to lose their patience.
I think with some games, you're not going to figure out it has bugs until a mass amount of people play it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can. I mean, obviously they've got testers and stuff like that, but I mean, until you physically get someone there, or a ton of people there, sat there playing the game, doing all sorts, everything you can possibly do, and all of a sudden find an exploit in the game that absolutely ruins the game and does whatever, you're not going to know the bug. But, yeah,
that's true.
It's got to be in a workable state, that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
It's got to work. You can't have it like crashing every 2 seconds and not being unplayable. Yeah. But if you get a bug where a character's head like twists and falls off, like you're going to laugh and then reload your save, aren't you? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not going to ruin your day necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But it said it was in a playable state by mid 2018. We're now in 2022. You'd have thought if it's games in a playable state, 4 years, Yeah.
They're slacking somewhere, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does make you feel like the design team's not big enough, or they're kind of half-assing it. I don't know, just doesn't seem quite right, does it?
To be fair as well, you got to think if they've been working on it before COVID, how much that probably stalled their operation as well.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't really considered that with Cyberpunk as well, but it's very, very true fact.
So yeah, hopefully that gets released soon, and hopefully it's not a Cyberpunk 2.0, and it is actually a very good game. Not that Cyberpunk isn't, but
just the release was
floppy. Just the release is smoother than Cyberpunk, with less backlash.
Yeah.
So moving on from games, let's get into the real world.
What's that?
So I've been told it's this thing called fresh air. No, so as some of you may be aware, not everyone will be a sports fan here, but I think a lot of us are. Well, I think us three in general are in different sports and different aspects. But the World Cup starts next week.
Yes.
And you can't not talk about the World Cup.
It's coming home. It's coming.
Coming home.
Everyone gets involved in the World Cup.
You
You
go.
have to.
You got it.
Even if you don't like football, just like it's just that camaraderie of just like togetherness.
Yeah, the pride and passion for your country and just...
Yeah. And I find it quite funny how like we seem to be the laughing stock of the world when it comes to the World Cup, and like our almost like fake optimism, I guess, but with like the whole "it's coming home" thing. But just because we sing that it's coming home doesn't necessarily mean that we all actually truly believe.
No,
We're not being naive. We're not being like...
Yeah, a lot of countries don't seem to understand this. It's not that we sat here going, we're winning 100%.
We're better,
It's the fact it's just the fun and banter of like the you know, you get a group of friends, you want a few drinks, you start singing "It's Coming Home" while watching the football. Like it's just such a good event, isn't
like
it?
the World Cup for us Brits, and like obviously as a footballing nation as it is, like in general, like it just brings so many people together, and it's just a great reason to go down to the pub with your friends or go down to a friend's house and get a few drinks down here and just yell. just scream.
Just be loud.
Yeah.
Honestly, depending on when we film the next podcast, my voice is going to be rusty. Maybe not next episode, but the one after.
Yeah,
it's gonna be gone.
I really get into it as well. It's like as a guy that doesn't watch football, you know, daily or weekly, I don't support a specific team, but I do really get into it and enjoy it. So.
Yeah, you got, haven't you? Just like it's 1 month every 4 years.
Yeah.
Don't be that butthurt over it if you're not into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really allows people to just enjoy themselves.
I also think with the whole optimism that it's coming home for the international listeners, like it's not that we think we're better, it's actually we think we're worse and we're so bad that we sing it just to almost like
take the piss out of ourselves.
Take the piss out of ourselves. Yeah, exactly.
That's how we do it best.
That's how English sarcasm.
Yeah, that's it. That's what the English do. I think nobody really quite understands
the British way of life.
Yeah.
We're a very sarcastic nation, aren't we?
So sarcastic, it's crazy.
Taking the piss out of ourselves. And I do think our humour is like second to none.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like stand-up comedian-wise as well. Like the amount of British comedians that are just so much funnier than
everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, not without its controversy. Qatar, it shouldn't have been handed to them in the first place. It's been proved that it was money that they just basically bribed their way to the World Cup. There's been a lot of horrifying things going on. One, with the whole LGBT rights out there. A lot of people not feeling safe, not feeling like they can touch their loved ones or any public affection. Obviously, being gay is still illegal out there.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? To think that you'd put on a world event with millions or maybe billions of pounds worth of funding from countries all over the world
meant to unite
a country
nations.
that's like it's illegal to be gay. Yeah. That's just mind blowing, isn't it? In 2020,
it's disgusting, and it blows my mind how I've seen a few international captains coming out and saying I might not necessarily agree with it, but it's the rules of the country and we must respect that. And it's like the rules of a country overrides like just human rights.
Basic human rights, yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No.
Like I can't grasp it, and I fully understand why people will be boycotting the World Cup.
Yeah. If we were saying, oh, they've got a law against murder, that's not fair, they shouldn't do that. Like, yeah, okay, 100%, you have your law about murder, but whether someone can have a partner that's the same sex or not, what's that going to do? Like, that's nothing to do with governmental rules. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's honestly like I'm excited, but I haven't got that World Cup buzz like I always have.
No, it's not. Since it's got announced years ago, it's not been like it's been negative news since day one. Like when we thought there was flying over fake clouds to make it colder or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was, and then the fact that it's in winter and not summer, and it's in the middle of a footballing season, which is also mental.
The fact that like I can't Like last year at the Euros, just being in my mate's garden, I've got my jean
Barbecue.
shorts on, I've got just a button-up shirt just open, with sunglasses on, barbecue's going.
Cold cider.
I'm getting red as a lobster on my shoulders. Like
Luke Shaw scores a volley in the early
Oh,
minutes. And it's just, oh,
stop it! Like
It's not the same vibe, is it? The summer
It's
vibe
not.
works. I love it with football. Yeah.
it's not, and it's like
it goes hand in hand.
it really does. I don't want to be going like England win. You want to go like have a massive sesh and just celebrate, and it's having it down outside, and it's like 2 degrees. You're like, this is shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Udi's not. I love my Udi, but it's not quite on the same vibe as shorts and t-shirt, is it?
Yeah, if you get your Udi covered in beer, that's not the one at the pub.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be wearing my Udi to the pub, but
I mean, I might do. To be
I
fair.
probably would. Yeah. But no, aside from just the basic human rights, also there's obviously where alcohol is illegal in Qatar, they have fan zones where you're allowed to drink. £12.50 a pint.
Wow,
That puts
That is-
London prices to shame.
that is just theft.
£12.50 a pint. Scorching heats, and a lot of the fan zones don't actually even have any shade cover.
It's
Like,
They're stupid.
everything you say just sounds worse.
That's what I mean. Like since day
Yeah.
one, there's been negatives about this World Cup, and
mhm.
yeah,
It's basically the things that standing out the most. It's 35 degree plus always. Probably will get to hotter than that. But yeah, there's no shade in the fan zones. Obviously, extortionate prices. I think for a non-alcoholic beer, it's £8 or £7, and for a bottle of water, it's like £2.50 or £3. I can't quite remember.
mental.
So imagine you having to pay £2.50 for a basic bottle of water. You've got no shade. The size of the areas are like, they said it's like a medium-sized music festival in the UK. You think for the amount of people that's going out there, it's not that much.
yeah.
And I think it's just, no matter what happens at this World Cup, it's just going to have a lingering dark cloud over it.
Yeah, yeah. Was this not the year that we was meant to have it, or was we meant to have it in 2018?
No, I think we applied for this
Or was
one. I think we-
because I remember it was either this one or 2018 that we was like this close to getting,
Yeah.
and then
We didn't
Apparently we're
bribe as
applying-
much, apparently.
Yeah, obviously.
So we didn't bribe as much,
Oh, yeah.
apparently. So.
Actually, I remember them saying that the excuse was there wasn't enough hotels near stadiums, and then you take it to a place where they
That
had
is
to build a whole new
ridiculous.
bloody stadium to host a match.
And
Yeah.
the hotels are literally like cargo containers.
Yeah.
Like the pictures look awful. It looks like I don't know. It looks like some kind of
They're
like
literal
rescue
tents.
relief camp, doesn't it?
Honestly, these packages that people have paid like thousands of pounds for, they are like festival tents. Where the pictures of the video I saw, it is honestly probably a 8x8 tent with 2 single beds. They haven't even got sheets on them. There's no kettle. There's no toilet in your room. It's just literally just a blanket.
It's crazy.
And it's like,
How's it allowed?
how? And there's also rumours of the Qatari government have actually paid Indian actors to come over and pretend to be fans. So they're all in England gear. I've only seen the England ones, but I haven't seen any other countries. But there's these random groups that are just supposed England fans singing the chants wrong.
It's yeah.
it's just a farce.
It's just so crap, all of it, isn't it? Like that obviously can't get people out there because the accommodation and the pricing and all the other reasons you've already
Yeah.
listed.
Mhm.
So then you're bringing in false fans to make it look like it's a busy and give some atmosphere, and it's not how the real world works, is it? Atmosphere is built by people there because they love the sport and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're an actor,
Yeah.
it's not going to give the same, is it?
Exactly. And the last thing to touch on this subject as well before we move on is a lot of there was a big video came out yesterday of a Danish TV reporter. Obviously, all the journalists and things have flown out there. They actually get stopped by presumably it's some kind of security. They actually try to shut down the reporter while he's live on national TV, saying that he's not allowed to film, threatening to break the cameraman's camera if he
wow.
doesn't turn it off. And the guy is like, the journalist is reporting, is literally like, you've invited the whole world to your country, so why can we not film it?
Yeah.
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 And it's so true.
It's a public
like,
event, isn't it?
yeah. The tournament organisers came out and said they mistakenly interrupted it.
Wow.
But it's just,
Classic.
I think it's going to be a World Cup to forget whoever wins, unless it's Messi.
Oh, don't. Let's not talk about that now.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll move on from the World Cup. The last subject we got to talk about is Mr. Beast has officially become the largest YouTube channel in the world, overtaking PewDiePie's 110 million, million subscribers.
It's
Mr.
wild,
Beast
isn't
has hit 112 million.
It's the end of an era. Right? For as long as it's been YouTube, it's been PewDiePie, right? Like, just... For... I don't even know how long. He has been...
Yeah.
number one. Like, forever.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
actually-
checking. Has he overtaken Cocomelon?
I'm not sure. I don't know if...
Who's Cocomelon?
No, so they are still winning. Okay, so it's the biggest like personal
Yeah,
content creator.
yeah.
So Cocomelon is a business, wasn't it? It's a
Oh,
children's.
right.
Yeah, because they took over PewDiePie at 2019.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember
Because
that.
he released the videos. Did you ever watch his music
Yeah,
videos?
yeah. 'Cause
Congratulations. It was so good. I was almost in tears when it was like for the last Brofist from the number one in the world. I was like, bro, I've loved this guy for like 10 years.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, because he was in a battle
But
with
it's
them
kind of with Mr. Beast. Oh, sorry,
I was saying he was in a battle with them and T-Series as well, weren't he?
Oh, sorry. I think it was T-Series that overtook him. It was T-Series, wasn't it?
Yeah, because T-Series, like, it's basically just a TV channel, isn't it? Is it an Indian TV
Yeah,
channel?
229 million subscribers.
Yeah.
T-Series is.
That's mad,
But
isn't it?
yeah, it is, man. But for actual content rather than like a corporate business, it's Mr. Beast now, which is insane, but deserved. To be honest, I've got to say,
Nobody puts content out like Mr. Beast.
it is mad.
Nobody.
The amount of investments he puts into his videos and the time and thought, like you've got to hands down, be like, okay, fair enough. I don't mind
Yeah,
that.
like, I don't know if any of you saw
Sheer
his
scale.
Squid Game video. Oh my lord.
Mad.
Almost
Mad.
broke the
I
internet.
would love to have been on that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
How much
that would've been fun.
money we'd have to put into that, and then also not just to put the money in, but to execute it almost perfectly. Like, just it's like a lot of YouTubers had the money to put into videos like that, like big time YouTubers, but to execute it to also visually look amazing and to make it a great
Production be on
video
point.
is like the next big thing, and he does it every time.
Honestly, did you ever listen to him on Joe Rogan, his Joe Rogan podcast?
I don't think I did.
He was actually a
no.
guest on there. He was saying he barely takes like any money. Like everything he makes, he basically just pumps into the next video to make it bigger and better.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's wild. He also explained on that podcast that he doesn't actually have that much himself, does he? He's got quite a basic apartment, basic car. He hasn't got like a
Very simple
£5 million
living.
Lamborghini or something crazy like that. Like he's very basic. He just enjoys doing the content.
Yeah.
Mad.
And he's just a genuine down to earth guy. You can tell that he's not in it for anything else but the enjoyment
Yeah.
of creating content.
Yeah, I saw one recently. I think it only came out last week or something. When he was in the UK for the Sadman charity match, he did a video with some of the YouTubers, and it was like last to take the hand off the private £1 million private jet plane, whatever it was, keeps it.
That was it.
And Road to Shore won it. Harry from the Sidemen. He was like, right, you got a private jet. Just
Do you think he actually keeps the jet?
yeah, he's given it to his brother. I think he's given it to his brother and sister just to jet around the country.
It's just wild, isn't it?
It's a whole different world. That it's a whole different world. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's insane. Like the ones where it gives away his islands and such. Like the commitment to buy an island, then get on guests, then pay camera crew and everything, and like kind of pray you're gonna make some money back, so you haven't just lost all that money. That's a big balls decision anyway.
Yeah.
Let alone then making it good, funny content that everyone wants to watch.
Yeah. Because there's no guarantee your video's not going to flop.
Yeah, what happens if you put it up and it says copyright, 0 views?
Yeah.
Like game over. Like there's
Imagine.
£1 million gone.
Well, I don't even know what content PewDiePie is creating now.
I think he slowed
Does he
down
still
a lot.
do-
I think that's why he got taken over.
Yeah, is he still with Marzia?
Honestly, I don't know. I'd assume so because I've not seen anything like whoa.
Yeah, honestly, I've followed PewDiePie like so much, and probably for the last 6 or 7 years, I've never even watched his videos.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what's going on with him right now. But
It seems to be a lot more like real life kind of content.
Does
rather
he do a
than
lot more
video games.
vlogging and stuff?
If you scroll through his page just quickly, the last 4 months, there's not many where it looks like it's actual video games. It all looks like real life vlogging.
Yeah.
there's only so long he can like what he was doing. I feel like for how long he's been doing it, 10+ years, like it does kind of have a bit of an expiration date.
Yeah.
Not expiration date, but like
He himself will get bored of it. I'm not saying like you're not saying he's fans about it or anything, but you're saying like when you've done something for 10 years, you're gonna kind of want to
you've
expand
got
on
to
move
shake
on
it
to new
up.
stuff.
Yeah, you can't keep playing these silly little simulators over and over and over and just Still, I'm sure he's not too upset.
Oh no.
He's still chilling on 111.
Yeah, he's
Million.
still living the good life.
Yeah. You know what I kind of always loved as well? That it was just a Swedish guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't an American. It wasn't a British guy. It wasn't like one of these elite level countries. Just this little guy from Sweden.
Screaming at barrels,
Yeah. And I think he did a lot for Sweden as well.
Yeah.
I could be bullshitting that.
I'm pretty sure he probably did. He lives in Brighton now, right?
Does he?
No, he moved to
For
Japan.
a long he's moved to Japan now. As he are.
Yeah, he did live in Brighton.
Oh.
It's a bit of a mix up from Brighton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird. It's mental, isn't it?
crazy.
It is.
But it's nice to see what he's been able to accomplish as well. He's another one. He's a bit like Mr. Beast actually. There, I don't know what he's like in his private life, but he never drives a flashy car. He never has super flashy clothes or anything. Like he doesn't flex the money, does he? He's just the content is the content.
Yeah.
It's not about him throwing money at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the recipe for how it works. I think if you're in it for the fast cars or to buy fancy things and live a luxurious life, then ultimately,
It's not gonna happen.
nah. You got to love what you do, and do what you love.
That's why I'm seeing you guys soon. Yeah.
And I think on that lovely note, gents, shall we wrap this disco up?
This disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funky.
I'm just looking. You've got your lights on. I've got my little LED lights. Will's got his lights on.
Yeah.
It feels like a.
I feel like we should have a little
Bit of a
glitter
rave
ball
going
in
on.
between us all now and just.
Oh yeah.
Can we all do the night fever?
No.
Nap fever.
Oh,
You know how to do it.
We promised the first episode we have cameras. We will do night fever for you all.
my God.
Oh, wow.
You'll see us
Okay.
begin.
Well, we didn't agree to this then.
These-
But okay.
Oh,
Apparently we
gents,
have.
thank you so much. It's been a pleasure,
As always.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you all
Pleasure
so
as
much for
always.
watching. And I think until next time. Anything to say, gents?
All I was going to say is leave us a comment what you think about having cameras on. If people are really down for it, it'd be really nice to get some more feedback. I've had some feedback, but it'd be nice to see the general consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love it. We love a bit of feedback. We're still babies to the whole scene, so we'd like to see where we can improve and what we're doing well in and what we're doing not so well in some aspects. And yeah,
There's always room for improvement.
always
and growth.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Also, if there's any other topics people would like to see covered, obviously we have had 2 guests on and we're planning to do more guests, as everyone knows. So
Mm-hmm.
if there's any particular topics that we could kind of aim at if anyone was interested in, it'd be nice to know. Hit us up in the comments.
Also, any guests that you would like to hear. If there's any content creators out there that we haven't thought of, you think you might like to hear, listen to, learn more about,
Yeah, let us know.
let us
Are
know.
we down?
Let us know. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching this episode of the podcast. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the notification button on to be informed when we upload the next episode. And yeah, until then, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Peace out.
bandanas,
and nonsense.
bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.